Right, passengers are all on. Let's get back underway. This is, I think, the shortest part of the run. As yeah, from Reading to Paddington is only 35 3/4 miles. Oh yeah, let's get the radio test done.
Welcome to the remote radio test unit. Please leave your message after the tone.
This is the NRN radio test call.
This is the NRN radio test call.
So test call is fine. We've had our first speeding thing because that 40 mph limit came from nowhere. It was not on the route display at any point. But we are about to enter a 125 mph zone. We can finally see, here we go, how this train accelerates up to 125. I thought that red signal was for us, but the TPWS did not go off, so it can't have been. Yeah, it does look like it's yeah, for those two central lines, which are now merged into one. Now, I do have a few more questions that were put to me. Now, given how short this route is going to be, I don't know if we'll get through all of these, so any that yeah, I don't get the chance to do, we'll do them in the next part. So, memories of trains that I have ridden in or on. Now, to be honest, there are quite a few that I just do not remember at all. I don't even know what the hell kind of train it was. And that does even include when I went from Birmingham back to London. I know it was a loco, it wasn't a multiple unit, and it was a flat fronted loco, and that's all I know, but I am fairly certain it was a class 87, but yeah, I can't be absolutely certain about it. But yeah, I don't remember anything about the journey. I have taken trips on class 313. It was a very short one. It was only London Waterloo to Kingston and back. Both times I was absolutely shit-faced like you wouldn't know how, so I don't remember a damn thing about it. But I do remember what it looked like, so yeah, that's how I know it was definitely a 313. So we shot through, I think that was Twyford. Yeah, acceleration is quicker than the Intercity 125, but it's I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not fantastic. Now, speaking of Intercity 125, that's one trip I certainly remember. Pretty sure it was in 1991 from King's Cross to Leeds, because as soon as I saw that Intercity 125, yeah, I became the you know, 5, 6, 7-year-old absolutely obsessed with them all over again, and I loved it. The only thing that I didn't like about the journey was around that time you would always see them advertised on telly, you know, taking the Intercity 125, and you'd always have these scenes of businessmen writing stuff out, you know, using the table that they had right there, and yeah, writing out whatever it was they were writing. No way. I had yeah, had a go at trying to write some stuff, and it was all over the place. There was no way you could have written out any kind of, like, you know, business report or anything, because it was so unstable. Yeah, your writing was going all over the shop. But apart from that, it was fantastic, flawless. I had no problems with it at all. But the vast majority of train travel that I have undertaken has been in either Class 305s or 302s, because they were the EMUs that were running on the London, Tilbury and Southend line. And I mean, they were fine, they were pretty comfortable, especially the 302s. There you go, we made it up to 125 as we approach Maidenhead. So yeah, the 302s were more comfortable. The 305s were still fine, but the 302s were, yeah, much more comfortable trains, or the rolling stock was. When I used the Liverpool Street line, I didn't really start using that until sort of early to mid-ish 90s. It was always Class 321s, and I actually mentioned this in a recent video. I forget what it was, which video it actually was, as we are going through Maidenhead Station. And we are approaching Taplow. But yeah, when I was on the Liverpool Street line in the 321s, there was never much of a sense of speed. It didn't really feel like we were going particularly quickly, despite the fact that the max speed on the well, we're on the Great Eastern Main Line, where we can really get up to speed. The max speed there is 90 mph, compared to the London, Tilbury and Southend line, where the max speed on that is 75. We go through Taplow. And yet, even though the the speed limit on the Fenchurch Street line was slower by 15 mph, it always felt like we were going faster. I mean, the journey was shorter as well, so that probably contributed something to it. Not sure what station that is that we're going past there, but we were on the avoiding line. But really, that's about it as far as like the trains that I can remember. I would say I've been on plenty of others, but I just don't remember much about them. I was either too young or I was too drunk, you know, to yeah, remember anything about them. So yeah, a bit of a limited answer to that one. Next one, did I ever own a model railway? Yes, I did. I had the Intercity 125 set. It was quite basic. You had the 125 power car, a single Mark III carriage, and the dummy car go through Slough. The track was quite a simple sort of oval, and it came with like a cardboard tunnel. I remember that as well. But we did get a lot of extra stuff, you know, a lot of extra track, so you could build a slightly better track layout. And we got other locos as well. I had a Class 27 in British Railways Green. I had a Class 08 diesel shunter, again in British Railways Green. And we've actually still got quite a bit of model railway stuff lying around. We go through Langley Station. But all that stuff that I've mentioned up until now was all Hornby. I mean, back then, I mean, we're talking the 70s here. Hornby was, you know, the one and only, really, Hornby Triang. But yeah, we've got quite a bit of stuff hanging around that we're looking to flog. But most of it is the El Cheapo Lima stuff. So we got stuff like Class 50s. We've got a couple of Class 50s. We go through Eva Station. We got a set with Class 205. We got a set with, I think it's the Class 403. We got various other carriages and what have you. We've got a fair bit. The thing is, my old man is a hoarder. He will deny it to the grave, but he is an absolute hoarder. He will not part with anything. And he just is solely interested in the accumulation of more stuff. So even though this stuff is there to be sold, supposedly, I know he has no intention whatsoever of doing so. That's West Drayton that we just went through. Unsurprisingly, we are really racing through this one. So yeah, I did have a model railway, and let's see, in that question it was actually asked, you know, did you have a model railway or were you a Scalextric owner? In fact, I had both. I've still got a lot of my Scalextric stuff as well. But when it came to Scalextric, I was all about Formula 1. Although I did have some of the British touring cars, and I had the old Rover SD1 police car. I'm sure many of you remember that one. So Hayes and Harlington Station coming up. And not only did I have Scalextric, I also had the TCR set. You remember that thing? TCR was great when it worked. But the thing is, it would work sort of like once every couple of years. It such a frustrating thing. There was clearly no product testing while they were putting that thing together. Can't see what that was for. We are not going over any points, we're not changing lines, so we'll just carry on. Especially as, yeah, we've just had that. So this is Southall Station we are coming up to. And we have Hanwell coming up in about just over a mile. Next question, favourite age of train? Yes, it was like, you know, what was my golden age as far as my personal experience of rail travel? For me, it was, I'd have to say early 90s when the sectorisation came along. As we go through Hanwell Station, the speed was coming down a lot quicker than I was expecting there. And we got West Ealing coming up very soon. Yep, here it is. West Ealing Station, and then we have Ealing Broadway coming up very soon again. So yeah, here we are, this is Ealing Broadway Station. So we need to lose a bit of speed. So speed comes down to 100. So the golden era for me, was I think it was 91 when the sectorisation came along. So we got the Network South East. The service just seemed to improve massively with the introduction of that, or at least certainly in our area. But around that sort of time, British Rail was really struggling. As we go through Acton Main Line. And the actual sectorisation plan pretty much saved it. If they hadn't implemented that, then I can't even begin to imagine what would have happened to them. But it made a huge difference. And it was just a lot better. So it was still BR, but we weren't getting BR trains in this area anymore. We were getting Network South East, and the actual area that Network South East operated in was huge. And you had Network South East trains operating on the Riviera line, so I've got to start braking really hard here. We've got to get down to 50. So the rest of the questions I'll have to save for the next stretch. So how many more questions have I got here? So 1, 2, 3, 3. So yeah, I'll answer those in the next one. Now of course, once we arrive at Paddington here, you can see it's just coming into view on the route display. The number 2 driver will be taking over and moving the train to King's Cross. So when we return at the start of the next video, we will have to set the train up again. But yeah, this has been a very short video. It's not even yeah, it's 20 minutes. That's all it's taken so far. So I don't think this one is even going to last half an hour. So yeah, there's our points change. And yeah, I forgot to mention, you may have noticed the clouds have really sort of rolled in. It's now very overcast. And yeah, it does look very much like the rain may be starting to fall as we leave King's Cross Station. And do you know something? I think I might actually be accurate with that prediction for once. Need to start braking a bit here because I'm sure we can't be doing 40 mph as we are pulling into the station. Compared to a lot of London terminus stations, Paddington is actually quite a nice, straightforward, simple station to enter. You don't have any ridiculous like 1 in 38 up or down gradients as you are making your way. It's nice and flat. So we're approaching platform 10, but coming in slightly faster than I would like, but yeah, we're fine. If I take our speed below 11, there we go. Now the TPWS will not be triggered. Well, I don't think we need to go all the way in because, yeah, say we've got passengers coming off, no passengers coming on at this station. Passengers will be getting on at King's Cross. So there we are. That is that part of the line, or yeah, that part of the route done. So we are a third of the way through as far as the number of DLCs. Here we are at Paddington. We'll see you at King's Cross.